Hi, this is Kralak and welcome to Gamers Explain, Gamers Playing Tips and Tricks. In this video, I will show you how to make a custom character sheet template. So first of all, let's go through what that is. Now, if you are creating a character on Gamers Playing, you can create a new character, and if you select the system as custom, then you have the option of using a pre-built template. And you can see this over here on the right hand side. This populates. So if we choose a Achtung Cthulhu, then it fills it all in with the template that's been provided. Now this is a user created template, and so the purpose of these is that us as users can create our own templates, add them in, and then everybody can use them. And so what does this look like? Well, this is what the character sheet will look like when you filled it in. It's got a logo across the top, tables, we've got various attributes and whatnot that have you. We've got some built-in roles, we've got some abilities, so when you post as a character, it'll just pop the text in as a spoiler, just built right into the system. So all of this is actually quite easy to build. And so how does this really work? Well, let's back up a little bit. In the guides thread, so if you go look under forums, guides, general, then you'll see this public repository of custom game sheets. Now in this thread that I created some time ago, you see that there is a listing of sheets that have already been created by multiple users on the site. Some of them are fairly simple and some of them are fairly complex. Now, if you look through here, some of them are kind of yellow, and that's because these have been coded as snippets. So when you're creating a new character sheet and these templates, this is all ones that have been coded as snippets in this thread. So the Legend of Five Rings one, you can see Legend of Five Rings. So this has just got all of that coding in there. Again, some of them are complex and some of them are, just pretty without being complex. Here's one that Natkinson created. See a Pathfinder 2 character sheet. And most recently, the reason why I'm making this video is it was requested that we make a Dungeon Slayers sheet. So I just quickly coded this up. It took maybe half an hour all told. I already had a Dungeon Slayers character sheet, so it's mostly just adding some better formatting in and removing the data already had. Okay, so in summary, in order to create a template that you can choose, or that anybody can choose when they have a custom sheet and they can load the template, you first have to have a character sheet recorded in this thread and recorded as a snippet. So what does a snippet look like? Well, let's go to the last one Data has added, which I haven't reviewed yet. Looks pretty good. Definitely got a lot of the nifty features. So if we edit this, you can see there's the snippet tag, there's the style tag that gives the logo across the top. He's used the new 2-column function for formatting. We've got the abilities function, stats. So he's using some tables. He's got some rules built in. All this is pretty cool. So this is what the character sheet looks like, and this is a much more complicated version of one. using a lot of the more advanced features that have been added in the last couple of months into the styling. But you can see basically it's just this little bit of code. So one thing to do is if you're looking to add a system is find one of the built-in character sheets that's already somewhat similar to what you're looking for and just edit it. The best way to do that is to take something this and quote it. Okay, so if once you've quoted it, I can go Control A and copy it. Keyboard shortcut for copy. For the younger folks who don't use keyboard shortcuts, create a template here. I can just paste that code in here. So the first thing I'll do is I'll get rid of that quote. So all that coding does is it copies all of the code and then adds this quote. So once we delete it, there I've got Data's Dungeon Worlds sheet built right in. So there's not a lot here. It's not a lot of text, but as you can see from the actual sheet itself, is that it does style up very nicely. So here we go. Right. Okay. So this has all got a snippet as well. And in an actual character sheet, you would get rid of the snippet. And if you load a template, it won't load that snippet either. It won't load the snippet part of the code either. But the reason why I copied it into a new character sheet is so I could test it, right? So let's say if I'm going to get rid of the snippet tag as well. And let's say I don't want this to be Dungeon World. Maybe I don't like the word info, so character. All right. Make sure there's a name. So at this point, I've got this is what the Dungeon World character sheet actually looks like. In this public repository, it doesn't display the style coding that's at the top, it's hidden, but you can see that it renders very nicely in the sheet. The two columns doesn't render properly as well. And so you can see that when it's actually in a custom character sheet, it looks pretty great. All that's going on. These are little toggles, and in a game, if you post as a character, you'll have the option of dropping in whatever's in this description as a spoiler in the text, just as a drop-down box. There's other videos I've created that cover that. So there you go. This is what it looks like. So once you've made all of things, you can see I've updated info to details. It's really the only change I made. Once it looks like the way you want, and maybe you've replaced this with, instead of Dungeon World, maybe it's Apocalypse World or whatever system you're trying to use, you can go back in here, Control A for select all, Control C for copy, or just grab all of that text, put in here, snippet equals test game XP. I'm going to paste all that code, and I'm going to end the snippet. All right. Okay, so test sheet. All right, so let's see if this works. So I've created this basically using Data's. I'm going to post it. What happens there? Okay, now you can see it's a snippet. If I go in here and try and create a new character. I have a lot of test characters. Create. Templates come up. Sheet for GXP. Bang, just like that. So you can see here's all that Dungeon World code, but it's got my changed from character info to details. And there you go. Front to back, that is, without getting into the nuances of BB code formatting and all that, there are forums on the website on where you can find that. But that is how you create a custom character sheet template that anybody can use to create their own sheet that has the formatting necessary, or not necessary, but specific to a game. So thank you very much to all of you who are contributing to this project. I know that one of Kellis' initial goals when he started promoting the site back in 2016 was to have unique character sheets for every game system. And he got bogged down, I think, by the sheer volume of requests. But now user Adam has given us the tools by these simple changes to the way the site interface works to carry on Kellis' legacy and create custom sheets that we can all use and cover all of the games that we want to play. So thank you very much to Adam and Kellis and everybody else who's contributed to this project as we continue to build Gamers Playing. I'm Kralik, and this has been Gamers Explain.